Let's dig into several bills with our guests. Republican Representative Matt Reeves of Duluth. He's Vice Chair of the House Judiciary and on Appropriations, Insurance, and Secretary of Reapportionment and Redistricting. We're also joined by Democratic Representative Robert Flournoy of Hampton. He's on Energy, Utilities and Telecommunications, State Planning and Community Affairs, and State Properties Committees. Welcome to Lawmakers.
Thank you, Donna.
Sometimes all those committees, they're long names, but they're to do good work. So we appreciate you being here. We got to start with you, Chairman Reeves. You've spent months chairing this Blue Ribbon Committee on Insurance Rates. How you listen to a lot of people. What would you say was the number one thing they talked about with you about insurance?
Affordability. Donna, the Georgia House has been working all around the state and across the aisle to make insurance more affordable for hardworking Georgians. The Speaker of the House, John Burns, appointed the Blue Ribbon Study Committee on Insurance Rates after the tort reform vote last year to make sure that insurance customers get the benefit of decreasing premiums and rates and also get their claims handled fairly. So we went to Macon, we went to Savannah, we went to the state capitol, we went to Gwinnett County. We heard from dozens of experts from UGA, Georgia State, University of South Carolina, Insurance Commissioner John King, and also citizens who had trees fall on their house, who were hurt by Hurricane Helene, who had problems that needed solving. And so we listened to them, and we have House Bill 1344, in addition to 3 bills requested by the Insurance Commissioner, 1274, 1262, and 1263. And these bills are designed to improve some momentum that we've got in the last 3 months, where 10 companies have already cut their rates and 2 companies have entered the market. We want to keep that going.
Okay, so there are a lot of bills, but they're all focused on the same thing. You say it's the strongest insurance legislation in the country at this point.
That's right. A lot of other states still have companies leaving their state, still have companies raising their rates, but here in Georgia, due to being the #1 state to do business for 12 straight years and some things we did last year, we've started a turnaround that we want to keep up through this bill. What this bill does, it increases insurance fines for violations when companies mistreat their customers. It cracks down on uninsured motorists. We have 9.1 million drivers. I heard yesterday from the DDS director. We have about 20% who are uninsured motorists. That's around 2 million people. That is way too many. We're paying for that indirectly by people being uninsured. So we're going to enforce our uninsured motorist laws and also insurance fraud and many things. We have some provisions in there about storm claims, and when you have problems with claims, they need to be handled more quickly and more fairly for insured. So it's a good bill aimed at insurance rates and claims processing.
Okay, so that's 1344. We'll talk about the others in a second. I want to get to you, Representative Flournoy. You have a couple of bipartisan bills that would give students in virtual schools the ability to participate in extracurricular activities. Tell us about it and what led to it.
Yes, well, House Bill 1218 allows for virtual school public school students to participate in interscholastic activities as well as extracurricular activities. The premise for this bill, I actually had a constituent in my district whose son was not able to participate. He was a tennis student, 4.2 GPA, very smart individual, and he was not able to take advantage of actually being able to play tennis. And so once I actually started doing more research in the bill, got legislation proposed, I found out that there were a lot more individuals, a lot more young people who were not able to take advantage of this. Listen, there's over 16,000 virtual students in our state, which is larger than some of our school systems. Our virtual schools, they are in 158 of the 159 counties in our state. So we're talking about a lot of individuals, a lot of young people that could be positively impacted by the passing of this legislation. So I believe that it's common sense. It comes out of the Dexter-Mosley Act, which allows for homeschool students, and so this is expanding that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. The Dexter-Mosley Act did not include kids who are virtual students or in a cyber academy or anything like that?
It did not. The Dexter-Mosley Act was passed in 2021, and it did not include virtual students. And we know after the pandemic, there's been an increase in individuals and parents wanting to have their children learn virtually, and so this is an opportunity for them to be able to take advantage of that and be able to allow them to have activities in school and participate in sports.
Okay, we'll keep up with that. So, Chairman Reeves, let's get back to, some people might like the name of the next bill, the Auto Insurance Excess Profits Act, because I think a lot of people think that they should get money back if they get a lot of profits, and that's what this bill would do, right?
That's right. House Bill 1274 adopts a successful model from Florida. At the study committees, we had citizens and insureds coming in saying, I wish that the profits insurance companies would make would get passed on to the customers. And Insurance Commissioner John King found a successful law in Florida that passed on $1 billion of savings just from one company to car insurance customers in Florida. There are several other states who have this model. A lot of car insurance companies are mutual companies, so they're supposed to be doing this anyway. This makes it the law in Georgia that if they have a 5% increase in their expected profit in their insurance rate filing, that they must decrease their rates for the benefit of our auto insurance customers, which we were supposed to have 9.1 million in Georgia, and we're trying to get all 9.1 million insured through the costs going down.
So it wouldn't be necessarily a refund, but your rate might go down a little bit based on that.
That's right. The companies will get in trouble if they are retaining profits, and they're going to be required to file a rate decrease and also have fines. And in a lot of these cases, the fines are being increased fivefold. So we're holding the companies accountable. It's not a cost of doing business anymore. It's going to be a fine and a penalty if they break the law.
Okay. Let's go back to you, Representative Flournoy. You have a bill that promotes Braille literacy. We don't hear a lot about this, but what led you to author this bill?
So I was interested and surprised to hear this as well. The Georgia Vision Alliance, along with other organizations, came to me about sponsoring this piece of legislation. Basically what it calls for, it asks for 3 different aspects for the bill. Number one, it asks for if there's a young person that needs assistance visually, that testing is done. If that testing finds out that there's something needed as far as IEP, then an IEP is mandated so that that young person
individual education program.
Correct. Could be taken care of. And then secondly, textbooks are then required to have the proper Braille information so that then those individuals that are visually impaired could use those textbooks. And thirdly, that the instructors, whether they are currently instructors or going through school, have the proper certifications so that then they can teach Braille.
This would be in all schools, not just the school for the blind?
Correct.
Is that what you're talking about?
This would be in all schools, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, and you've have some support on this too, I would think.
I do have support, looking for more support, but I do have support. I'm excited. There's also some additional legislation that's going to be coming soon for those who are visually impaired.
Okay, we'll have you come back to talk about that.
Yes,
all right,
ma'am.
Chairman Reeves, you've signed on to Representative Eddie Lumsden's bill, HB 1262, that would increase penalties on insurance that if they don't offer mental health parity. And we've certainly heard a lot about this a few years ago when the big mental health bill passed. And there are some insurance companies that maybe are not doing it, allowing people to use their insurance for mental health needs.
This bill will be part of the solution on that, because following COVID, you've got a lot of mental health needs. The law in Georgia is mental health is health care, and this bill will make sure that's the case. Right now, the fines allowed Commissioner King to fine companies $25 million. This would increase it fivefold, so he could fine them $125 million. That'll get their attention. Also, Bill 1344 allows the insurance commissioner to examine fines, wrongdoing, violations when reviewing rates. So it takes the blindfold off. It lets him consider the full picture. When a company comes in and says, I want to raise my rates, they need to have a clean record in treating insureds fairly on mental health, surprise medical billing, and many other areas.
And that's coming down pretty hard on them. But because of the tort reform that took place last year, you've seen some good things happening where insurance companies are actually coming back into Georgia.
Absolutely. American Integrity Insurance entered the market, and then Donegal Insurance in Athens had left the market. They are coming back. And then 10 companies, State Farm, Liberty Mutual, Safeco, Southern General, Progressive, Hanover, Go Auto, Allstate, Country Mutual. I'm going to give them credit every chance I get. It was 9 yesterday. It's 10 today. It was about half that a month or two ago. Hopefully we'll have a longer list due to this good bill.
Okay. So well, let's talk about the final bill, and that is HB 1263. It appears to allow people to make a claim for a refund or a fee.
There is a tax which is embedded in insurance policies called a premium tax. About half the money goes to the state of Georgia. The other half goes to our cities and counties. I'm proud to represent Suwannee, Duluth, and Sugar Hill, and so it funds their police department and things like that. Companies right now, one company tried to get $150 million back 7 years later from their premium tax because of an alleged accounting error. This bill says, no way, you can't come in 7 years later and try to get money back. It limits that to 3 years, and certainly they're going to get scrutinized if they come back at any time and try to get money back.
Okay.